My friends, our constitutional republic is on its knees. It turns out the entire debt limit increase was a fiasco. They brought it right up to the wire saying, we'll default, we'll have depression if you don't come to an agreement. But it wasn't ever an agreement about raising the debt limit or what to cut or what taxes to increase. It was always about an unconstitutional, treasonous power grab. And to watch the leaders of the Republicans and the Democrats, who've worked together since Clinton to get rid of Glass-Steagall and allow the central banks to take this country over, to watch them with total continuity of agenda bring us to this point where 6 members of the House, 6 members of the Senate, and the President, a 13-member council, rules this country if this garbage passes. Why even have a Congress? Why even have states? Why even have checks and balances? They've created a 10-member governor council. They say vetoes the power of the states, presidentially appointed. They've created a rural council that the White House controls. They've created corporate councils like the Economic Council run by the former head of General Electric, who openly is shipping the rest of General Electric's manufacturing to China. This is a mass takeover. They're incredibly bold. They're going for broke. And then to read that the entire power of the Congress, they admit this in mainstream news. I showed it in the earlier video. Harry Reid says it has total power over all laws, including gun control. That Congress, the general members of the House and Senate, can't introduce bills. They can't filibuster. They can't add amendments. They can, quote, vote up or down things that now originate out of this new branch of government, this new branch of tyranny, by self-appointed, treasonous, lecherous tyrants in the House and Senate and the President. And then I was reading, even in the Daily Mail and Associated Press, that if the House or Senate doesn't vote up or down, if they vote no, that then the council goes ahead with the tax increases and the rest of it. I mean, even though I study this constantly and have studied history and I'm aware of the corruption, it's still incredible to see it actually happening. And I was talking to my wife as we ate dinner just a few minutes ago before I came in here and shot this other special report. And we'll be covering it tomorrow on the radio, 11 a.m. Central, and obviously at Infowars.com. And she said, honey, it's all the lawyers. They know how to put it into fine print. They know how to make it so confusing that the general public who's busy working 40 hours a week and going to the grocery store and taking care of their kids and watering the yard and filling out all the government paperwork, they don't understand it. They don't know what a debt limit is, but they know what a debt default is. And we're told it's the end of the world if you don't do this. And they hype it up. They've had all these other debt increases with no hype, but they hype this up and they say, we need this agreement, this agreement, this agreement. This will stop the default. This will stop the depression. This will get you your Social Security checks. This will get you your welfare checks. This will get you your food stamp cards working. Obama needs the people's help. And the Republicans, why they've got their plan, and they debate about cuts and taxes. But none of that even matters. That's a side issue. It was never about the debt. It was all about maneuvering the population into basically buying into this new super Congress that completely bypasses the real Congress and checks and balances. This is really scary. And to learn that they're talking about gun control in this, and there won't be any way to block it, and to learn that they've got enough Republicans that are going to support gun control. I was reading the Gun Owners of America press release that we covered earlier, that they're going to be able to pass all these anti-Second Amendment moves, and to know that the ATF is going to gun shops and enforcing new regulations that aren't empowered by law. This has never happened. Wars without congressional approval, carbon taxes, healthcare waivers. I mean, it's all happening. It's all about centralization because we're in a depression. It's been engineered to consolidate wealth. We're being usurped. We're being conquered. But this is a bold move by these guys. If we seize on this and get this out to people and expose it, we can reverse what's happening. One more point. Do you remember what happened in October of 2008? Congress wouldn't give a blank check to the foreign banks that run this country. Now it's 27 plus trillion they've stolen. And Henry Paulson went to Congress in closed session, it was later released, and said martial law will be declared. And they're planning to use the presidential decision directives and other systems, and that's the threat the president's got from the executive orders Bush signed and Obama continued, that for any emergency, including economic, the president can just suspend Congress. Well, I don't care if you got the president to sign something like that. It's baloney, just like when Hitler declared himself dictatorship. It's a fraud. You know, they said it was the law that blacks weren't humans and were slaves. But when the blacks stood up and said, no, I'm not your slave, that ended very quickly. So this is all illegal. It's all a fraud. Our government, our country, our republic, the apple of the world's eye, has been descended upon by parasites, by worms, and has been eaten out and destroyed. But ideas can rise again like the phoenix. Ideas are bulletproof, and as Victor Hugo, the French philosopher, said, no army can stop an idea whose time has come. So we have these reports up at Infowars.com. Please get this out to everyone. We have links to mainstream news, Huffington Post, Gun Owners of America, left, right, libertarian. We have the quotes of them admitting it's a total takeover. They're bragging. They think you're so stupid. Super Congress targets Second Amendment. This is so important. And if you go to the YouTube channel right there, we have my other filings and videos breaking all of this down. But please, whatever you do, warn everyone. I mean, here's this video. Obama launches gun grab. We've got all the documents, the admissions, and Congress saying we couldn't pass the law, but Obama saying, don't worry, I'll just implement it myself. We've got Super Congress, Dictatorship, Red Alert. We've got it all right there. Please, please, please warn everyone you know. Please get the word out. I have children. Many of you have children. Do you have any idea what it's like when there's no checks and balances? When foreign corporate tyrants run our puppet government and can get away with anything? You think this is crazy? You think it coming out that major banks launder hundreds of billions of drug money and the Marines and Army help grow the opium in Afghanistan is bad? They just throw that in your face. You think it's bad to learn that radiation rained down all over the U.S. from Fukushima, so they just raise the level of what they say safe? You think that's bad? You think all the torture and wars is bad and lies about WMDs are bad? You think any of this is bad? Once you go over that cliff, once you give in to the tyrants, once they get away with anything they want, you get a Nazi Germany, you get a Soviet Russia, you get a Maoist China. Enough is enough. My God, we just learned last year from Bloomberg and AP that 12 years ago, the Veterans Affairs Office signed a deal with the big insurance companies to take the death benefits of all U.S. troops that they paid into. The truth is we have a totally rotten criminal government. They are literally wanted men. They are totally evil. And they know that they've got to go for everything or they're going to lose it all. They have nothing to lose. It's like somebody who's already robbed 10 banks and they've already killed a couple cops. And they know that they've got the death penalty facing them if they're lucky. And they're the most dangerous type of people. And they control our country. They control our military. They wrap all their corruption and treason in the American flag. And there's no end to them. Wake up or be a slave. Wake up or they'll take it all. We'll be a third world country overnight. Argentina, the old saying was as rich as an Argentine. They were the richest country in our hemisphere 60, 70 years ago. Even richer than the U.S. The bankers came in and they are one of the worst third world countries in the world now. My God, government isn't God, folks. It gives you people like North Korea that run that place. Get the word out on this. Please warn everyone. A stinking council of 13 is set to run the nation, and all legislation is to originate through them, and they've got total veto power. That just shows you how far these criminals have gone. They plan to gut this place all the way, and they know the people are awake. They know, that's my total last point, that there's good people in the Tea Party, and even on the left in Congress who won't go along with this. So their answer is just get rid of the Congress. Turn them into a bunch of cheerleaders on the sidelines. This is off the charts, and it's a test. If we put up with this, we are going to weep, wail, and gnash our teeth later. I'm Alex Jones reporting from the front lines of the InfoWar. We'll cover this tomorrow live on the radio, 11 a.m. Central, Infowars.com. Now, please warn everyone you know. Please warn everyone you know, because it's one thing to know it's coming, but it's another thing to see it come to fruition.